The following program is sponsored by Tropical Acres Steakhouse.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome bay with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon and happy Monday, everybody, and welcome to another week of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. We're doing a rare home show today to kick off the month of March. It's coming in like how does it go? Comes in like a lion, goes out like a lamb, something like that. Lamb, that sounds good. We've got burgers on the menu, and one Carlos Frias joins us today, two-time James Beard Award-winning writer.
But you're the king. Clearly.
Well, I don't want to give anything away, but we're going to be doing some live critiquing later. I know that, Carlos, your time is limited, so we're going to get to you first before I start debasing myself with my latest harebrained scheme, which is to compare the new burgers that are being heavily marketed by the fast food giants, McDonald's with their big arch, Burger King with their supposedly revamped, new, improved Whopper, now in a special clamshell cardboard box instead of that squishy paper that so many people are complaining about. Let me start by welcoming Jeff Defo de Forest. How was your weekend, and will you be consuming any fast food today?
Doubtful on the fast food. Weekend was as bizarre as any I've ever had.
Really?
I don't want to go too deeply into details, but because it's unrelated to food, but my head, literally, Linda Blair in The Exorcist was not spinning that fast.
Did it involve sex, drugs, or rock and roll? That's
any of them.
In a sense, all of the above, but
I want to hear that.
Mostly real estate and divorces and horses and everything else that you can possibly dabble into. That would not
There's a welcome break from real life.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, he turned on.
Well, and then Lubie was witness to this morning. I'm getting ready to do our show in the morning, and as I'm coming up the stairs to sit down here in this very same throne and do the show, my older dog has like a wicked seizure. I have never heard a cry like this. I mean, you would have thought you got stabbed right in the back.
Oh my goodness!
And remarkably, I don't know if you're a boxing fan, Carlos, because I know you were a sports writer at one time. But
I was for a long time.
Well, when Tyson Fury got knocked down by Deontay Wilder in the 12th round of their first fight, you would have never thought this guy would have got up. And he gets up and he wins the rest of the round, and they ended up fighting to a draw. I never thought this dog was going to get up from this. And 2 seconds later, he dusts himself off and he's begging me for a hamburger. It was unbelievable. So,
you sure that wasn't Mike Mayo?
Yeah, well, you should have been around Mayo because Mayo's obviously bought his share of burgers. But there's a bunch of stuff going on with that, Mike. McDonald's has some.
Yeah,
I saw. Was that Let's Eat that had that, where they get 5 cheeseburgers for like $1?
The new big. Oh no, well, in the app you have to be somewhat technologically proficient. McDonald's, by app order only, has brought back like the 59-cent hamburger and 99-cent cheeseburgers on, I don't know, odd number Wednesdays in even number.
You know what? It doesn't matter because I want to say this. I went to this. I never have had such sticker shock. As I was buying some ground beef, I had run out of my normal dog food, and it was too late to get it. I had Meals for Dogs, great dog food place. And I'm looking at ground beef in Publix, and I'm looking at a package of like 2 pounds for $26. I couldn't believe it. I mean, what the hell happened there?
Well, Carlos, do you know the answer? Because I somewhat have been reading about basically beef shortage, beef supplies, the number of cattle herds that are in production.
I have not heard that. I've not heard that. We don't buy a lot of beef at home. The only time we buy packets of ground meat is like we buy ground turkey for the dog to cook for the dog.
Oh, there you go. So he's a man who's health conscious as opposed to me.
He's like me. I mean, you want to get the right stuff. But I was shocked, Mike, and I saw there is a whole thing about beef shortages. But I was going to make my my Defo chili, which I do even without sauce. And I'm going, this is ridiculous. I may as well just go get a steak at Daniel's or something. I mean,
honestly,
for the same price.
Well, things are heading up. Well, you want to talk about ridiculous price spikes? I was driving by a gas station this morning, and with the events in the events in the Middle East, I know unfolded over the weekend. But yesterday, a gas station where the regular unleaded was going for $2.89 a gallon. Today, $3.19. Somebody explained to me how the gas that's in beneath, their pumps in the tanks that have been sitting there for presumably a few days, that have been shipped in maybe a month or so ago and have been sitting in tanks at Port Everglades and then get trucked out weeks ago. How is that gas now spiking because the price of crude oil is skyrocketing?
I topped off the tank at $2.69 a gallon on my way back from Boca yesterday, and I can't believe it'll be like $3.20 today. That's remarkable.
That's just
because capitalism, Mike. Because capitalism.
That's called profiteering. And where is our state attorney general when you need it? But all right, enough of that. Carlos, I want you to be able to have the stage before we get into our utter debasement of the revamped Whopper and its clamshell box and this new big arch. And I got
was the hat free? I gotta ask.
Yes. So I got I'll let Carlos go to it. We're going to get to the actual live critiquing in the second half of the show when Carlos won't have to bear witness to such atrocities. But can you just put on the did I send you some of the pictures, Lubie, of the actual things? And these are not cheap items. I didn't get the meals. I just got the sandwiches alone.
Sandwiches too. It's ridiculous.
The big arch is a double quarter pounder. And with tax, just for that single burger alone, I paid $9.08.
Oh,
which I could go to
McDonald's.
I could go to Shenanigans and get a $9.99 lunch special with a 8-ounce Angus beef patty and fries included. So already I'm prone to disliking this before even taking a bite.
That was $10.
$9.08. I don't know what the meal would have been.
Wow.
It probably would have been $13 with the fries and the drink. And then we go to the new revamped Burger King Whopper. I just got a single Whopper because I didn't get a double Whopper. A little bit more modestly priced, $7.45 with tax. With just, and again, I got the Whopper with cheese. And again, look at that.
That lettuce looks good. I mean, that looks especially appealing. Sure, Carlos in his critique. I mean, that looks pretty lame.
I mean, that's a well-wrapped burger. I gotta give him that, right? Like that.
Oh, and the other thing I could give props, both places, and these are like catty corner to each other, McDonald's and Burger King, 17th Street and Federal Highway in South Fort Lauderdale. Very, very vivacious and well intentioned. The servers, the cashiers, the people who rung up the cash and then delivered the burger, all very bright and bouncy, very good. So I'm going to give props to the service. And when I pulled up to the window to get my Whopper, the young lady says, "Would you like a crown?" I was
in
like,
the drive-through, they asked if you wanted a crown.
yes.
Yeah.
They could have, and you know what I said? I said, "Sure, my granddaughter would love it," even though I don't have a granddaughter.
Immediately, she's like, right. She's like, right. Your granddaughter.
Did any of us have worn it better though than Mayo, Carlos? What do you think?
No. I think he's the king.
Is this a king or a jester? Does the jester wear a crown? Or
it looks a bit clownish, I would have to say. No doubt about
but
it.
not to show any favoritism towards Burger King. I don't know whose burger will reign supreme, so I'll turn around the free advertising. All right, Carlos.
But buy this space, right? You can for right amount of sponsorship, you can buy that space.
No doubt there's a talent fee involved. Don't you think? Everything.
I had to pay. I paid the full $7.45. It's an outrage, I tell you. All right,
man.
Carlos, do you ever go to fast food places? Have you been to one lately? Because this is my first stop in a drive-through in at least, it's got to be 6 months.
You know what's funny is I get a hankering for some kind of fast food every few months, and the last one I went to was a Taco Bell. Eating at the ideal time, which is after 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Taco Bell is the ideal time to eat. Taco Bell is between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. And if you like me, like you had gone the whole day without things coming up and you don't get a chance to eat, and you just get that late night hankering. I mean, nothing hits better than that Crunch Wrap Supreme.
I'm going to say, all right, so the Crunchwrap Supreme is your order. I'm going to say that you should automatically rescind one of your James Beard Awards. I'm going to pull a Trump like with that the Nobel Peace Prize winner from Venezuela. And
I think Carlos gave his James Beard Award to Donald Trump.
I was very grateful.
Nobody
I was
knows
very
more about
grateful. I really loved having the award, and then I immediately deported him.
Yeah. Speaking of
I had
people,
what I wanted.
Yeah, Frias,
People-
you better watch out.
speaking of people who subsist on McDonald's and somehow have made it to the age of, is he 80 yet? Is he going to be 80 in June? I think June 12th.
He's gonna be,
is 14th. Amazing that somebody who's eaten as many Big Macs and who knows what else from McDonald's is still alive and ticking. But anyway, Carl, so you occasionally indulge in Taco Bell. I call it taco smell sometimes for reasons that people.
Taco Bell is underrated as food in general, especially Carlos. You hit it right on the head. At that time of the night, there were times I was dabbling in certain drugs that would keep you awake at night. And, all of a sudden, it would hit you that this is the only place open at like 3 a.m. And I have to say, as much as we've criticized South Florida for not having the greatest Mexican food necessarily, even though there are some fine places now,
Well, Cuban.
Taco Bell wasn't the worst of the fast food. Mexican
I will.
food places.
I will say Taco Bell, like McDonald's. Sometimes I don't want Taco Bell food. I want the flavor of Taco Bell. Like right now, I'm like, I would like the flavor of Taco Bell, and almost everything on the menu has that same flavor.
flavor, yeah.
Like you know, I
Yeah,
miss
yeah.
McDonald's flavor. Everything is McDonald's flavored, right? Like that should be the flavoring in it is McDonald's flavored, and they should sell that in a bottle. Like when you want McDonald's flavor, you just get like perfectly good food, and you sprinkle this on it, and then it tastes like McDonald's. You know, and
Lot of
that's
salt. You
and
gotta throw a
so-
lot of salt on there. Yeah.
so I drove by and I saw Taco Bell and I was like, I want Taco Bell flavor in my body right now. And then, 20 minutes later, you immediately regret it and it's outside your body.
Yes. Well, I do have to retell the story. I think I've told it here before about how one time I went to a vastly overpriced, mediocre review meal when I was the Sun Sentinel's critic at a newly opened beach Mexican joint that was highly touted from originally the Northeast, Philly, New York. And they came and opened the location here on Fort Lauderdale Beach. And the headline was, review, my disappointing night at Elvez in Fort Lauderdale. Oh, I just named it. Ended with a trip to Taco Bell.
Wow.
Where we were all so disappointed in our meals that we all, like, I had a group of 4 people and we just went to the nearest Taco Bell and all got our crunch wraps and burritos, and it was almost as good as the stuff that we paid like 5 times more.
Well, West Coast thing was Del Taco, and I remember being in Arizona, and Lubie insisted we could have gone to any restaurant we wanted to, and Lubie dragged me to a Del Taco, even though I was very familiar with Del Taco from living in California for many years.
have it here.
Not bad, but where would you ever be with a guy that was in any restaurant in town, and he insisted on going to Del Taco, and I don't know how they compare. I'm going to say
Del Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. I mean, in general, as this kind of stuff goes, not the worst.
And not terrible, as I say sometimes.
That's not
as a
terrible.
public
That's
comment.
I didn't die. It's the best review.
Hey, but now we're going to segue into 305 week, because on Thursday, the March 5th, 3-05, I guess now it's being celebrated in parts to our south, but Carlos's home county, Miami-Dade, the 305, has become a little bit of a thing. I don't know when it started, but people are starting to celebrate. And before we get into some of the good real places, I do want to give a shout out to some 305 fast food places. I know Burger King actually had its origins in Miami, but 2 places in particular that I think do a pretty good job for fast food. Number 1, Pollo Tropical.
Yes,
I don't know if it started in Miami, but I think Miami when I see Pollo
started in
Tropical.
Miami.
It was started by 2 Jews in Miami.
Yeah, of course.
It really was.
It really was? Okay, good.
Yeah, two non-Hispanic Jews.
Non-Hispanic.
Yeah.
They do a decent job. I mean,
That said, one of the guys obviously got fabulously wealthy. They all got fabulously wealthy, and his daughter went into baking, and she has her own bakery, and he's in there every weekend helping her at the bakery. It's a little one-off bakery. She mills her own wheat. It's called Madruga Bakery.
Oh wow!
And it's like so, but again, that's the story. Like story of so many things. Right?
All right. Do you like them? I mean, I haven't been in over probably a year or 2, but my daughter loved it, and sometimes we just pick up some of those, half chicken dinners with some of the sides.
Beans,
Yeah, I think it's that and Chicken Kitchen are like two safe, quick meals. To not call them fast food, 2 quick foods, right? because it's recognizable as food. Like here comes a chicken breast. Like that was an animal at some point. Whereas like Taco Bell,
yeah, you don't know what else. Could have been Soylent Green. And then the other 305 place that comes to mind, started by Defo's friend Gus Boulis, Miami Subs, now Miami Grill. And we did a show there last year with their new CEO and some of their top executives. And the Miami Grills, they're open late. And now they have Mr. 305 Pitbull is one of their investors and sponsors. And I think they do a pretty good job. You know, talking about when you get done with a poker tournament and take a bad beat at the end of the night, I'm pulling into Miami Grill for one of their either Nathan's hot dogs and some of the Nathan's fries, or the chicken pita.
Yeah, chicken pita's good.
I think it's pretty good. I'd rather do that than Taco Bell. But what do you think of Miami Grill, and have you been to one of those lately?
I have not been to a Miami Subs / grill / Miami Pitbull Subs. It's been 10 years. It's been 10 years. And no knock, just like, you know how it is. You know, you try to stay on kind of like current on, kind of what's new. And it's like, well, I'd like to try this place. And before you know it, you're like, I'm too full to have whatever this other thing is,
Well, maybe it's time to reacquaint yourself. And
do a good job.
If you go get hideously drunk one night and somebody else is driving, say,
I think it's high end, when you're high type of food.
Yes, well, high end.
Like right before my first colonoscopy, I'll make sure to have that. And
there you go.
I can skip all the other prep work.
Taco Bell and Skyline Chili, great for cleaning out the pipes.
That's right. You can just hear the echo as if you talk in my mouth.
By the way,
the variety at Miami Subs was always a good thing, and the quality was reasonable.
They do a good job.
Does a good job.
I love the fact that you get a Nathan's Frankfurter, that Nathan's Frankfurter and the Nathan's crinkle cut fries.
It's a great
there.
It's a big plus, no doubt about it.
The Euros and they use real food. Like they use a grill kind of a thing, and they cook food just like Pollo.
They do a Cuban sandwich, Carlos.
Probably, I wouldn't doubt it.
They do a cheesesteak variety.
I don't
know if they have a Cuban sandwich, but I know they do a cheesesteak and a chicken Philly over there too.
It would be a blind spot to have a Cuban sandwich, right?
I bet they might even put salami on their Cuban sandwich.
No, they really did a really good job. I thought. I mean, when it came. They wouldn't still be around if they didn't.
No, and actually, Tampa Grill is the one that would have it. Tampa Subs would have the salami. All right, enough of our junk food nonsense, Carlos. What's going on in your world? I understand that you had a place and experience recently that you wanted to share. Was it a gastropub or?
Well, no. So there's this. There's this total, I guess you would call, the term hipster is, I think, already out. Like it's already non-usable.
That's over.
But we recognize the hipster. You can squint your eyes and see the hipster, except now they're a generation younger. There's this place called Over Under in downtown Miami that's kind of like a bar, but they also serve food. Not like high end stuff, but kind of accessible food. It's got like that.
Where
it's
is
like
it?
like it's right downtown.
Okay.
On Flagler Street.
What's the over under? That's one of Defo's favorites.
I was going to say.
I've been there many times. Right there on the ledge.
Sweating it out.
And so this young baker who's an assistant baker at this place called True Loaf, which makes really some of the best pastries anywhere in Miami on the beach.
Oh wow, True Loaf, not to be confused with True Leave, which Defo and I are very familiar with.
Big fan.
Card-carrying members of the marijuana party.
Oh, attaboy. So True Loaf, this guy's.
I want to make a disclaimer here. Come on, Mayo. I mean, you're going to.
He's throwing him under the bus every chance he gets.
What are you Okay, no, he doesn't. He's not a crime.
I have not done any drugs in my life.
Never. No, it's clean.
Of course, he's born again, and that started yesterday. So I'm born again as of yesterday. I haven't done any drugs in my life.
I'll only speak for myself, like I tell people in the group, and let's see, just speak for yourself. So I'm a card carrying
member of Truly.
I found God many years ago.
probably through.
And you left him right where you found him. All right, there he
That's
is.
the purest cocaine I've ever started.
It was through a straw and not a McDonald's straw. Not a McDonald's straw. The wide straw at McDonald's. Anybody ever use those?
I'm sucking down a beer as we speak. But I just got off the cab. I'm still schwitzing walking out there. It's humid as hell.
What I had last night was a 1994 bottle of
look at you.
Bordeaux. And to go from that last night, and again, I got an early birthday
This is
present.
a 2026 Budweiser.
Nothing pairs with a double whopper like a French Bordeaux.
Like a 32-year-old Bordeaux.
32-year-old French Bordeaux.
That's why he's got the James Beard Awards.
Yes.
All right, so again, over under. So what's
So
going
yeah,
on?
so this young baker, he does a pop-up on Sundays from 10 to 2. His name is Julian. You can find him online. His name is Julian, Julin, Pan, Pan, as in bread.
Yeah,
he's
as in bread.
Venezuelan background. And he just makes these really beautiful, delicious pastries, and in a local coffee shop comes and makes coffee drinks. And he made speaking of Cuban sandwich, he made basically a Cuban sandwich version of like a croissant. They call it a pan suisse, right? Okay. So it's like a perfectly round little bundle of a croissant, and baked inside was a Cuban sandwich, and it was really good. It was the winner of that.
Did they use the lechon or the flat roasted pork?
I don't know. I feel like it was the shredded kind.
Yeah,
I feel like it was the pulled. I feel like it was the pulled.
Way better flavor.
So, and this guy's on Instagram. Check him out on Instagram. I see we have a question there. He's on Instagram, Julian Pan, and it's downtown. And there's this little stretch of downtown that all these Gen Zers have found, and that's kind of where they hang in the evenings, and now they give them a reason to hang out during the day. They have a vintage market right on Flagler Street, which is closed while they renovate it. So there's like a vintage market. There's this, there's this bar. It gives the kids a reason to hang out there during the day. During the non-vampire hours. And I like that.
When the Gen Zers are there and you say hello to them, do they just give you the Gen Z stare?
The stare.
Incoherent stare.
All right,
they do not, again, but they're like, "Why is this old guy talking to me?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry."
So this is
sorry, I was talking to myself.
You look young, Carlos. I think you're, shooting Botox or something. You look great.
Because he lives the life. He's a man of impeccable taste and also restraint, discipline, unlike me.
I mean, I'm having pizza where I was.
Oh, right. Show us your pizza,
please.
That.
So I can't. I don't know. I don't.
House made.
That's good.
It's pretty good. So yeah, I have like this little. I have this ninja.
Ask you for an impression or something? Because hold on.
Okay. How about a little? Okay, it's been. It's been sitting here for a half an hour.
But let's listen. Puffy for me. You like a puffy pie, huh?
Let's listen.
I'll go through the.
There you go. Nice.
All right.
One bite. Everybody knows the rules.
The crunch has gone away, but
all right.
I will say I make my own dough using a.
Oh, you made that?
Yeah. I make my own dough using a guy Chris Bianco, who has this great pizzeria in
Arizona,
in Phoenix, right? Yeah. He's got this great cookbook, and I've always used that recipe to make the dough. And I have a little electric oven from Ninja.
You don't like thin and crispy. This is you like.
So
kind
here's
of
what happened.
Okay.
So here's what happened. I like a Neapolitan pizza. I like it thin, and I like it to puff. The little oven gets to a little over 700 degrees. It gets really hot. And so you get a nice puff to it. What happened is, pizza error. I threw in the pizza. It went from a round to kind of an oblong, so it gets puffy at the ends. Because I was in a rush to try to get on this podcast that I was supposed to be on at one. Pulled it out, and it's like, this is still going to be delicious. So it's definitely more of like a puffy type of pizza, but yeah, bad pizza, even when it's bad, it's good. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I always say that. Pizza is like sex, even when
like
it's bad.
Sex.
It's okay.
That's right.
And one thing is for sure.
Even when it's cold, it's good. Oh, no, wait.
Yeah.
That's
one thing is for sure, Carlos, your lunch is definitely better than Lubie's and mine today. And I say that without even taking a bite, but just smelling it. I did my Ozempic shot this morning, and now I'm especially nauseated by looking at the prospect of having to eat these things. But we're going to do it after the break. Hey, a couple of more things. Okay, so tell me this over under place. You said it's Sunday only for a couple of hours. Is that right?
Yeah, so no, that over-under's open all the time. It's got regular hours with regular food. They just do a little pop-up because it's a bar-ish kind of place.
It's the Pan Guy.
So the Pan Guy pops up in the mornings on Sundays.
I got it.
And like I said, there's a little vintage market, and those people are always hungry, and you look across the street, and the options are usually like birria tacos, and it's like, who wants that at 10 a.m.? Unless you're still up from the night before.
Right.
So I think it fit a nice niche.
Another place it makes me think of is Offsite, which is up in the kind of Little Haiti, right? Offsite.
They've just sold. They sold about 5 or 6 months ago. They sold to a young guy who's a home brewer, like a home brewer. He's been not a home brewer. That's less than what he does. He's been brewing kind of small batch.
Are they still making their own hot dogs and burger?
I have not been, so I don't know the full backstory, but they seem to still have a pretty good following, and I'm curious to check it out to see how it turns out. It's now called Off Season, I believe. Instead of Off Site, I think it's like Off Season, I think is what it's called, something like that.
The Panthers are heading for an off season very soon if they keep coughing up leads like they do. That's ugly. What is it with Miami? It seems to love these kind of little pop-ups that are only available 3 hours a week, or at one point wasn't Miami Slice? You had to stand in line and they didn't open for 3. Why is the FOMO factor so overwhelmingly popular in Miami when I just find it very annoying? And I'll just say, you know what? If there's that. Restrictive in terms of when I could get it, I'll just go to a place that serves all day. But
because we're old, Mike, we're old. We just want if you tell me your hours are 8, 10 to 8, I know I can get there reliably and sit down and have a seat. Right. And we like that. But these kids, number one, they're broke, right? So their moments of being able to shell out on a luxury is like an $8, $8 or $9 croissant Cuban sandwich. Okay. And it's if they can do that on a Sunday and that's their low cost luxury. And then so those little pop-ups are a way to stay excited about new things. It's like the hobbyist of being what's cool, and listen, that the over under I've been to as a bar when I was the oldest guy in the room, and I was like, this is not for me, but these kids are having a good time, so I'm gonna just I accept that I don't get it. That's okay. I don't get it. It's not for me. But, somebody that is cool, their age, said that it was cool. So now it's a place for them to hang out. And I think pop-ups are the same thing.
It's a difference between me and you because I get very bitter and I just say, get off my lawn, kids.
I get very bitter and say, get off my lawn. I just don't say get off my lawn until I've left and I'm like, I wanted to tell them to get off my lawn. I even do the fish shake.
All right. We know you got to go because your daughter has surprised you with a nice visit. It's always good to see the youngins. But let's say 305 week is on Thursday. Are you doing anything to celebrate? And then just talking in general about 305 right now, if you had to name 3 or 4 places that people should check out right now in the 305, what would you tell them?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm most interested in is probably the place that I'm the most interested in is a place called it's called Tintin, Tintin, mm-hmm. And it's the higher end. It's a higher end restaurant. Higher end meaning it's a higher end version of Tinte Cafe. Tinte Cafe does a breakfast lunch spot. But the young kids that are the cooks behind it have New York restaurant training, they're really skilled, and they open this higher end restaurant a little bit down the street, and it's like a dinner spot. It's basically their version of a dinner spot, and I'm really interested to see what that place is all about.
But I'm confused. Didn't Tinte Cafe have some sort of pop up inside of it that won a Michelin star, earned a Michelin star, and then went out, or what was that? That was Nosotros,
right? So Tinte Cafe has 2 locations. They opened a second one a couple years ago in Miami Shores. There's one in Coral Gables and one in Miami Shores. Miami Shores at night, they were approached by a couple of young chefs that said they wanted to do a pop-up only at night in the Miami Shores.
Entre Nos, it was called, right?
Entre Nos, right.
I got it.
And those guys won a Michelin star as a pop-up. I don't think that it had ever been done. And one of the young guys, that thing lasted about 2 years. And one of the young guys and his partner, his wife, I don't know, wife or girlfriend, opened the new place in West Palm Beach that is called Emelina.
Okay.
Now, to me, that's probably the most interesting place opening right now is because they're treating it almost like omakase. It's an 18-seat restaurant, but it's all imagining what if Cuban food as we know it, from pre-revolution days,
Did
had
they
been
rent the
allowed
space
to.
from Conroe? Sorry to interrupt. But
They did. That's
Oh my
exactly where they
God.
are. They took over. They took
Bad
over
juju.
this space. They came in with sagebrush, you're right, and Palo Santo, and sagebrush, and cleaned it out. And it's a young, and I think a young couple that is not toxic will be the right couple to kind of clean
Interesting that he
space
took
out.
over that space. That they took over that space.
It
And,
is
all
interesting.
right, I'll put that on my
it's,
radar.
It's backed by the financial backer of this really high-end sushi restaurant. It's a guy named Alvaro Perez, I want to say, Alvaro Miranda Perez, who's backed a lot of these Japanese restaurants at different tier levels. Ogawa is the highest end one that he has in Miami, and he backed them to do, again, you can kind of squint your eyes and see that idea of like, direct personal service between 12 and 18 diners and the chefs that are cooking. So reliably, it's a little over $200 a person to eat there. But then, a lot of those high-end select places, that seems about in line with that. So
All right,
I'm excited about that.
I'll go there on 561 day, which will be in May of 2061.
61.
I don't think I'm going to make it.
Lock it in now.
All right, a couple other places in the 305 though that on your.
So the guy that started Caracas Bakery, I'm really interested in a kind of a all-day bar restaurant that he's opened called Vecinos. It's on Indian Creek and 31st.
Oh, Indian Creek. Yeah.
So over on the beach. Mm-hmm. And kind of in that mid beach area that doesn't necessarily get a lot of love. I want to say it's around 31st. So that place I'm really interested in. And probably the third last one I'd say is this guy whose last name is David Fouquier, who has a restaurant called Fuchs, Fook Q. Mm-hmm. That's over a stone's throw from Sonny's
Mediterranean,
Steakhouse.
Lebanese, something like that.
Mediterranean, Lebanese, a little French influence, so kind of French Persian influence from his own family's background. And he had a very successful little restaurant that closed during the pandemic and became a pizza restaurant that's very successful. He's got like this now expansive restaurant with an upstairs that's a club at night. So it's become one of these very Miami type of places. So I'm interested to see how that place is going to do. So those are my three.
And on 305 day itself, Thursday, will you be celebrating in any particular way?
I've not shored up my schedule yet, but I certainly will be. Maybe I'll be celebrating 305 at home in the 305. I feel
and one last lightning round question from one of our viewers, George. He was asking about the Casola's Pizza and Wings. Have you been there? Do you like it?
I presume he's been there.
I've been there. I've been there again between the hours of 10 and 2 or coming. It's right on the way back from the beach. So it's always the place that like my kids and I went, like when we went as a group and we're all salty and hot and sweaty. We just sit down in that kind of big, oversized dining room and just have just enormous slices of pizza. So it's got like
I love the wings there. Val lives, she grew up near there and her family is right around the corner. So like for the Super Bowl last year, we picked up a whole bunch of their wings, not so much the pizza. I love the wings because they don't cut them into drumettes and flat, into drums and flats. It's
one giant wing.
One giant wing.
Where they just sell the whole bird. That's the next.
Exactly.
Give me the bird.
I like it that way. You got to.
Yeah, no, they recently had a change of ownership in the last couple of years, and they closed down for a little while to revamp. But I haven't been since they redid it, since the quote unquote new ownership took it over. But it's still there and functioning, and I drive by it, I see it very full all the time. So
I went a few months ago. Actually, we were in the Gables when we were looking. There's only one place in all of South Florida where you can look at strollers and test them. And it's in the Gables. So my wife and her best friend were pregnant at the time. Now
you test drive strollers?
I'm surprised you fit, Lubie.
It was tough, but I got in there. So, and on the way back, I was like, okay, we're here. Like I have to go to Casola's because she's never been. And I a girl I dated years ago was in the Westchester area, and we would always be in Miami. So she showed me Casola's, and my dad ended up. They grew up not far from there, so they had always talked about it. So I went with my parents a few times after that. The pizza was good. It was what I remember. I had it 10, 15 years ago, and what I had now tastes very similar to that. So the owners, from what I'm experiencing, I know George has his own questions. My experience was solid. Like I enjoyed it, and I thought it was good. And they still did the stuff where they put out the plate, and there's like free pieces of pizza while you're waiting, which I thought was cool, and they were really friendly, which is good. And I just didn't realize how much stuff they had because I had always gone there like late night and had pizza. They had like a full menu, and people were getting all the things, and everyone seemed happy. So far from what I saw, the new owners were doing a decent job.
All right.
Cool. Well, I ought to visit.
Yeah,
All right. Speaking of 305, we're going to be in the 305 tomorrow with our friend Danny Surfer at Blue Collar, which I know
Good guy.
Carlos has renamed it White Collar since their move across the street. Nicer digs, but they have full liquor now and full bar and a really good menu, but some very good comfort food. Have you been in there in a while?
I was there. I've been there inside of a year. I've been there, and I really like it. I like White Collar. I'm a fan of it.
Yeah, Blue Collar.
I think he should do a pop up like someone that's very fancy is next door to it or something, and just call it White Collar, and it happens.
Yeah. His hand cut fries and his burger and that big ragu sandwich are really something special. I always think of that when I think of the 305. All right, Carlos, any projects or anything that you would like to let our viewers know about? And where can they find
I just encourage them to follow me on Instagram, where I kind of post the things that I'm up to. A lot of the stuff I post on my website, which is just carlosfrias.com. Last week, I try to pay attention to everything that's kind of Miami related. And, when Jesse Jackson died, I went back kind of into the archives, and there was a period in 1984 when he went to Cuba and met Castro face to face and asked for the release of both American and Cuban political prisoners who had already served their sentence. And, the Americans were like, you're letting Castro use you as a political tool. And he was like, maybe. He's like, but those people are free. So I found one of them. I found one of them living 2 miles from my house. So I spent some time with him. He's 84 years old, and he shared some recollections about what that was like, that whole period. And that you can find on my Instagram and my website.
You'd make a good newspaper columnist, Carlos. Have you ever considered a job in newspaper?
I say the same thing all the time. Listen, my phone rings. Sun Sentinel, Miami Herald, my phone rings.
Unfortunately, all the newspapers are going right down the drain. Our friend Dave Sheinin, that's makes me crazy. But anyway, that's another story for another day. Carlos, we'll let you go enjoy your daughter. We will spare you the ugliness that's about to unfold here on the Lunchbox. But anytime you're welcome to join us. That's
Thanks, Carlos.
All right. Before we take our first break, and thank you again to Carlos Frias, 2 times James Beard Award-winning writer, now a freelancer. You can find his pieces occasionally in the New York Times, Washington Post, although I don't think they have any food coverage anymore, but who knows, and other publications. We love Carlos. All right, before the first break, it is time to talk about Tropical Acres Monday. You can go in there and get half-price wine tonight. You can get half-price full cocktails in the bar during happy hour, 4:30 to 6:30, and again, half-price wine Mondays and Tuesdays, half-price premium cocktails in the bar Monday through Friday from 4:30 to 6:30. And then you go in and you get the delicious prime rib, filet mignon, all the steaks, seafood, and more. And a couple of key dates. I keep talking about Mother's Day on May 10th, Sunday. I've forgotten all about Easter. They are open Easter Sunday. It's one of the few Sundays during the year that Tropical Acres is open. And it's coming up, I believe, the first Sunday in April is about April 5th, I believe. But they are going to be open on Easter Sunday, 1 to 8 p.m. Call them today to make a reservation because that's the only way to book at Tropical Acres. They are old school, 954-989-2500. Could book now for both Easter and Mother's Day. Get in while you can. And then after Mother's Day, it's going to be the return of the Twin Lobster Special. We love that. We love Tropical Acres. I'm trying to arrange to do a show there later this month with Jack. It's been a while since we've been there.
Wow.
That would be nice. And 77 years and still going strong. We love Tropical Acres. All right, let's take the first break. We'll come back and we'll finally eat these burgers. All right, we'll be back on the Lunchbox after.
Hey, Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligan's, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family-run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Juan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Juan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at juans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices, served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, for great pizzas, pastas, and Italian comfort classics, you got to check out Camille's Pizzeria and Ristorante. It just launched a great new happy hour on weekdays, 5 to 7 p.m., featuring all kinds of drink specials, $10 light bites, and a great 3 for $20 appetizer special. It's a true mom-and-pop shop run by a great couple, John and Maya. He grew up in Queens, and his pizzas and signature chicken parmesan are fantastic. Takeout and delivery available. Go to Camille's ftlauderdale.com for reservations and information. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. We thank Carlos Frias again for his time. We are having a home show today, and I think it's time to dispense with the contest results. So get that out of the way before I'm rendered speechless and perhaps not able to continue further discussion if I eat my burgers and the Ozempic kicks in. Defo, did you wager or perhaps win on the big Fountain of Youth Stakes at Gulfstream on Saturday?
A small amount of money went in, and no good with the results.
Okay, and no money came out. That's not good. I did hit the late double. I did use Commandment in some of my backups. My hopeful choice of Todd Pletcher horse that was called Jackson. What was it called? I forgot his name already. He ran up the track at 10-1. And of course, Pletcher ended up winning the other race, the Rebel, yesterday in Arkansas. And that he went off at a good price. I'm forgetting all the names already. Do you know any of these things? I've been betting them all weekend, but I was playing a poker tournament yesterday that I actually won. So, but yeah, it was a big weekend of racing. But Commandment from the Brad Cox Bar and Racetrack Pete, your friend Pete Aiello, a brilliant call. Did you hear his finishing touches on the race yesterday?
Did not catch the race, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, the rail opened up for Commandment for a late rush, and Racetrack Pete and Commandment, who was a heavily, very talented, heavily hyped horse, ended up, I think he was the slight favorite. He won the race, but he was like, and he said something like the rail opens and the sea parts for Commandment, like the Red Sea's parting with
Nice.
10
That's a good talk.
commandments. And I was like, wow,
That's great.
that was a good turn of phrase right there.
Great.
And Commandment did definitely rule the day. So that was the first part. Well, actually, the first part was the restaurant, and I was looking for a place that's on Ponce de Leon Boulevard in Coral Gables to go in along with the Fountain of Youth Steaks. And the restaurant also dovetailed with the Holy Bull Steaks because the name of the place is Bulla Gastro Bar. So a couple of the tie-ins, but it's a Spanish tapas place that has now expanded throughout Florida. Bulla Gastro Bar was the restaurant. Number 4, Commandment, was the winning horse. A couple of people had that. And then we had the Heat Rockets game being the tiebreaker. A bunch of people did have number 4, Commandment. Most of the people chose the Rockets, and the Heat actually came up with a good performance.
Well. It was like their best game of the year.
Yeah, and they won not by a little, but by 10 points, and nailing it with having the Heat by 10 points. And this is perfect timing because she won in late, and I think it was late October, early November, and was, our rules are if you win, you can't participate again for 90 days. But she went and redeemed her last prize at Gulfstream 10 Palms on Sunday, redeemed her prize out of the penalty box, and wins Michelle Fleekop. Congratulations. You nailed it. You got the Heat by 10 points, right on the money after getting the horse and the restaurant. So you are the Sunday brunch at 10 Palms winner. You and a guest will enjoy a lovely all-inclusive brunch package. All right, I've held off long enough, Lubie. You said you've already eaten a little bit.
I'm not. It's already fast food, and I'm not gonna eat. I'm gonna eat it cold. So you do what you want. But
I just nuked it for 15 seconds. All right, why don't you give your impressions? I'm gonna hold.
I like the Whopper. I don't eat.
Oh, you ate the Whopper, right?
Yeah, I got the Whopper. I wasn't doing McDonald's burgers.
All right, let me try the first. This one I got is the Big Arch. Now they're hyping the new bun as having multi-seeds. Do you see any seeds besides sesame seeds on here? Either
there's some black seeds. There was some black seeds.
These are like micro dots. They call them poppy seeds. I don't think it's enough to trigger any kind of opium on a drug trial. That's not like a poppy seed on a poppy seed bagel at Grandpa's. This is the faintest hint of poppy ingrained in this bun. It's 2 quarter-pound patties. They said there's 3 slices of cheese. I don't see. I guess there is some.
3 slices. Oh my God! I'm glad I got the Whopper. I've always liked the Whopper. It tasted very much like a Whopper I've had before. I don't know what they did new to it. I don't understand the need for a box. I thought the plastic paper stuff was fine. So whatever people were complaining about for 10 years, people make me sad because it's a Whopper. Like, it is what it is. I don't know. I mean, the fact that it was almost $7 for a Whopper without cheese was a little annoying. Like when good places that do good burgers do specials for $9, $10 for a half a pound burger with cheese on it. Like, it was a little
and with French fries and all that.
Yeah. So, I rarely get the Whopper, but it's fine. I don't mind the Whopper. It's a solid burger, and it always is.
Since you were talking about your Whopper, now I'll go into my Whopper, and then
I'll
get back to the Big Arch in a minute. But I'm now that you're on Whopper talk. So the Whopper burger, flame grilled. I got just a single with some cheese on it, yellow slice American cheese. I didn't ask for any kind of refinements, or modifications. So it is a Whopper. Always comes with. They have new special mayonnaise. It looks like there's some cheese and pickles and ketchup and onions and tomato and lettuce.
That's the thing.
And here we go. And with a just regular sesame seeded bun.
It was fine. I mean, it's a better burger than McDonald's, obviously.
This actually tastes like a char grilled.
Yeah, it was fine. It wasn't horrible. I mean, it was fine. I don't know what's different about it. That's my only contention is what I don't get what's new.
Well, they're saying the two big differences they have, I think, like a newer, bigger, better bun with the sesame seeds.
Okay.
They say they have new improved mayonnaise. Let me
It was mayonnaise.
take a mayonnaise bite there. I guess maybe it has a little bit more of a tang. But, you know what? It's not terrible.
No, their burger's fine. They do fast food burgers. They're like top 3 or 4.
But if I'm spending $7 on this, I'd rather go a million other places and spend, $10 for
Most
like
places that make good burgers have a lunch burger special of some kind.
um,
And nowadays the fact that you can call ahead or order ahead online, you'll get there and it'll be ready. Just like if you went to fast. That's the problem. Of us, I actually eat fast food more than any of you guys. I would, because I was running around a lot. I used to stop at fast food all the time. The way the prices is for it, it's just not worth it. Like they price themselves out where it's more worthwhile to go to a Pollo or a Chipotle or some of these places that you can see the food being cooked in front of you and are a lot more filling and have better ingredients for not that much more money. Like the normal. And what's interesting is I think their attendance is reflecting that. Like when you used to drive by a fast food place between 12 and 3, they'd be jammed. Right. It's rare you see a fast food place like with long lines anymore. Like I think people are sort of realizing I can go to my place around the corner because all these places like Shenanigans are doing really good lunch specials now to try it. And they openly will like advertise against fast food places because the fast food places got so expensive that they can actually say they're competing against a fast food place with way better quality because I guess they have better deals with the vendors or whatever it is. But it's just not. And again, I grew up on fast food. Here and there was always like a treat once in a while. And I myself would eat it once in a while. They price themselves. I don't understand how they stay afloat.
Well, I think, the game now, the way it's played is you got to go on the app. You got to see what the daily specials are. And then there's some like good deals and coupons if you're into the technology and ordering it via the app. I don't do that. I'm just a impulse buyer. I want to just pull in. I'm an old man. I don't want to start potchking with my phone. It never works. The McDonald's app never works.
McDonald's app sucks. Of all the apps, it's actually really rough.
And so I'm going in there. I'm just going to drive up to the window, ask for something. Oh, and by the way, so Val had an incident yesterday. She had some workers over the weekend. She had to do some stuff. And she took them to Wendy's and they pulled up to a Wendy's window yesterday. And it's all AI ordering now where it's not a human being on the other end of an intercom, but an AI generated voice.
Oh, God.
And she did not have a good experience because the AI voice did not recognize like anything she was saying. She asked questions of whether like they have these special combo packs. And she said, could you put the chicken tenders in with the combo pack? And then they just added chicken tenders onto a combo pack. And she tried to get rid of that. And she just and then it started hailing and she pulled up to the window and said, just give me my food. And AI is coming to kill us all. So
I'm well aware.
Have you had any AI? I'm having a stroke.
Yeah.
AI experiences, Defo or Lubie. A lot of restaurants now, when you call them, they're having.
I don't know if I am. I'll be honest with you. Like, my wife's big in the AI. She uses ChatGPT and Gemini for literally everything. I don't have to do a lot of busy work, so I just do my own work myself. I don't know if I had a job where you had to do a lot of reports and a lot of stuff. I could see it. So I don't know what's AI and what's not. I'm probably getting duped by AI constantly. I have no idea what's AI.
I usually can tell, but I try to trick them sometimes. But I still like places that have live human beings. That's why I love Tropical Acres and some of other places that, they do things the old-fashioned way. Like our guy Joey. I was in Seville on Friday night, had a great meal there, and a beautiful piece of fish as opposed to this burger. All right, now I'm going back to the Big Arch. To wrap up, the Whopper has a good flame-broiled burger taste. I took a piece of the meat itself without all the chazarai on top and the bun and just the meat itself. The meat is not good quality. It tastes like some sort of filler in there, but that char-broiled flavor is what wins the day. And when you cover it up with the mayonnaise and the other toppings and a bun, it tastes like a decent burger, but the meat itself is crap. Now, not crap, and now I'm going into the Big Arch and I took the big bite. Now, did you see? I guess the CEO of McDonald's did a like taste test video, like he promoted the new Big Arch, but he looks like a guy who only eats kale salads.
Yeah, he
And
looks like
and as he approached the burger, he didn't even know. He said he took a big
scared,
bite.
right?
He took the daintiest bite, and it looked like he was a guy. He approached it like somebody on Fear Factor that had to
He's
go
like
eat
scared.
a plate of worms. He was like so scared.
Love
And
it.
it's like, if this is your CEO and he's trying to pitch this product,
That's
you gotta
not
go
great.
look,
Your
go look that
CEO
up.
I'm trying to find it now. That's great if your CEO is scared of the food. Because that's my thing. When I see people at a restaurant eating their own food, I'm like, okay, good. At least they're eating their own food. That's when it's scary, is when they're not eating their own food.
All right, so this is a big
I mean, that's
hefty
the deal with
burger.
McDonald's. To get more meat at McDonald's makes 0 sense. Like,
And mine,
McDonald's
it's supposed to have pickles. I don't see. Oh, here's what they did. I hate when this happened. It has 4 pickles all stacked on top of each other. It's not evenly distributed. So that's a fail. I love having pickles. You're a pickle guy, right, Defo? You love pickles on your burgers?
Yeah.
It's essential. All right. Well, I'm going to say the Big Arch should be renamed the Big Mess.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a whole lot of meat. A lot of mediocrity on that one.
Exactly.
I won't be ordering it anytime soon. I will not be finishing it. And thank God I've reminded myself why I have given up fast food.
yeah.
All right, let's take our second break and then we'll wrap up this edition of the Lunchbox. Before we do, tonight, if you're looking for something to do and looking for some really good
birthday, Mr. Evan. Today's his birthday, right? Or the whole thing
it's
was
around this week sometime.
Well, happy birthday.
Turning the big 5-0, Evan Darnell, the commander in beef, he calls himself, of the Red Meat Lovers Club, is having a great charity event tonight. It's up at the Boca Raton Innovation Campus, the old IBM facility there, just west of 95 on Yamato and Spanish River. And it's going to be more than a dozen restaurants and open bar and benefiting a dozen great local charities. All kinds of people are going to be turning out. I'll be there. And if you want to get a ticket, it's not too late. Just go online to steakbirthday.com. And if you use the promo code Lunchbox, you'll get an extra $25 off the ticket price. Come on in. I don't know if tickets are going to be available at the door. It is almost a sellout. So go online right now, steakbirthday.com. But if you do show up at the door, I'm sure Evan will be able to sell you a ticket. Again, starting at 7 p.m. tonight. Going to be a fun time. Hopefully, I will be ready to eat again. All right, let's take the second break, and we'll come back and wrap up this edition of the Lunchbox after this. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, upscale food in a down-home setting, the chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. The finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hour 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Do you love Italian food? I mean, who doesn't love Italian food? Well, have I got a great new place for you, Elvis Italian Grill. It's at 4261 Griffin Road in Dania Beach, right near State Road 7 and the Hard Rock Casino. It's named for its owner, Elvis, and it has all your favorites: pizzas, pastas, veal chops, fresh fish, lunch specials, happy hour, and whole bar, great wines, al fresco dining on the deck with a water view. Open for lunch and dinner every day but Monday. For reservations and information, go to elvisitaliangrill.com. A tradition for South Florida sports fans for more than 30 years, Shenanigans. It's at 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach, the place to go for all your favorite teams and events and food that's not your ordinary sports bar fare. Award-winning wings, burgers, fresh fish, and more, TV screens galore, and all-day happy hour specials. The kitchen and bar are open into the wee hours, perfect for late-night bites, and very close to the airport. For playoff action, football season, and a good time anytime, Shenanigans. Looking for inspired comfort food in a cozy setting? Blue Collar in Miami is the place to go. Located at 6789 Biscayne Boulevard, it moved to bigger digs a year ago, now has full liquor, and still features all your old favorites from chef-owner Danny Surfer. Fantastic burgers, the braise of the day, and the city's best key lime pie. And drink specials every day. Open daily with weekend brunch. For reservations and information, go to bluecollarmiami.com. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox, and the results are in. Burger King's Whopper revamped. Where's the crown? Not by much. It's not saying much, but in the head-to-head competition versus the Big Arch, I rule it a decisive winner. And Lubie also prefers the Whopper to McDonald's burgers, correct?
I like the Egg McMuffin. I like the sausage version, but the Egg McMuffin's a solid sandwich. The Big Mac, if like you're in the mood for it, it's like a nostalgia thing. But they're burgers. I mean, when it comes to fast food, the worst burger.
Supposedly, the quarter pounders are made from fresh ground meat and not those frozen patties like they use for the Big Macs and the single burgers that you can get for 59 cents. But you know what? I'm not going to spend much time thinking about it. I guess it's kind of like you with Skyline Chili, Defo. I prefer the no way when it comes to having it your way at Burger King.
As much as I used to love and grew up craving McDonald's, to a lesser extent Burger King, I don't think I've been through a fast food drive-through or in a restaurant probably in the last 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's a crown-worthy accomplishment.
Hey, that's good for you. Even I do it every once in a while.
I used to love McDonald's. I really did. I was going to McDonald's on Merrick Road in Belmore. Well, it was actually in Merrick, Long Island, which is the next town over, before they had sold 1 million burgers, if you can imagine that.
That's a long time.
Burgers were like 12 cents. The fries were 10.
Jesus.
And I couldn't get enough of it. But I got the same addiction to Arby's. I like the flame broiled burger at Burger King. The Whopper was always good. The Big Mac wasn't my favorite at first, but I came to like it.
Yeah.
Carol's Hamburgers in upstate New York at Syracuse really pissed me off because they put mustard on the burgers, which I found completely offensive.
It's a very Goyish thing. Very Midwest thing.
I haven't been to one of these places, honestly. I'm never even tempted to I drive by, I see bargains. I'm never even tempted to think
It
about it.
probably explains why you look so youthful at your age.
Well, I'm still here. Let's put it that way.
And look, I've tried to. I've turned a new leaf. I don't fill my body with crap. I do eat a lot, but I eat well. You know, I don't try to.
I wish there was like a drive-through salad place that. I remember when they had drive-through Chinese. They had Panda Express. I don't know if that's popular.
They still have those.
My wife likes it. It's fine.
Panda Express.
But a Burger King and McDonald's, I am never tempted to go there. Never.
Yeah.
As much as I loved this stuff when I was growing up, I really did. When it first came on.
Yeah, no, and sometimes I do things just because I know for the show and people look.
You really secretly love this stuff.
No, I don't.
That's
I
good.
really don't.
You do.
I've done
You couldn't wait. The first show we did, you had a McRib sandwich, and the people in the studio said, "Hey, could you eat that outside?"
And I, you know what? The only other time that I purchased a McRib was to bring one to Burger Beast at one of his pop-ups because it was McRib season. I gave it to him and I just ran the other way. I was like, I don't want to be near it. It's radioactive, and it's just it amazes me that people actually not just enjoy them but wait for them to come out every year for the season.
Honestly, the last time I remember going through a drive-through, I was with somebody who wanted to try the plant-based burger.
Right,
they came out with at Burger King.
Yes,
and that was literally the last time. I used to love the shakes at McDonald's.
Yeah,
the fries I think are among the best fast food fries that you can get.
Fries are still great.
The fries are very hit and miss depending on the location and how quickly you get them out of the fryer. They also, once upon a time, did fry them in beef tallow. With that coming back, I wish that McDonald's would bring back the beef tallow because the vegetable oil.
But it's of no interest to me. It really isn't.
Yeah. No, that's look, that's very, very admirable. And
I don't know how admirable it is, but it's just what happens.
They still get me once in a while. Once in a while, I'm like, I'm gonna stop here, gonna stop there. Like to actually go like years without it, I actually impressed by that. Like,
well, you saw the documentary, wasn't it? The guy Morgan Spurlock,
McDonald's guy, eventually got sick.
Yeah, and he ate nothing but McDonald's for every meal for 30 days, and at the end, his blood work was so off the charts.
You can only hope that that's happening to us.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no, and then the thing is,
McDonald's,
he ended up meeting an untimely and young demise a few years ago, and I don't know if the 30 days
it can't be good for him. It can't be good.
Yeah, but all right. Oh, and just to again clean up some fact errors there. So the horse that I bet heavily on in the Fountain of Youth was Todd Pletcher's horse, number 1, Jackson Hole. Went off at 10-1 and was up near the pace early, and it looked like he just faded like my hopes and dreams. He was up the track with John Velasquez aboard. Of course, John Velasquez and
you wanted to race that day.
Yeah, Todd Pletcher trained and John Velasquez ridden the next day. They sent out a horse in the Rebel Stakes at Oaklawn in Arkansas. Goes off at 9-1, pays $19 to win, and he whistles. And do I have any money on Class President? No.
Obviously not.
So I bet the wrong Pletcher horse. Story of my life. So,
I had a tip directly from Baffert about his horse. It went off at 3-2, which I didn't play, but ran a distant
litmus test. Yeah, litmus test went off as the even money favorite, or a little bit above even money, and he finished a well-beaten third. So
pretty exciting race, though.
Did you tell Bob Baffert to lose your number?
Well, I was Baffert through a friend of mine.
Okay, yeah.
But he's very close with Baffert. He told me a Baffert story. He said that he, Baffert, and several other very dignified horse racing people were on a private jet flying somewhere, and they experienced massive turbulence, and to the point where you had to consider like saying your final words.
Yeah.
And Baffert looks at Frank Miramani and says, "If we go down, do you think your name will be mentioned in the story?" Because they were very dignified. I mean, he does have a sense of humor, Baffert.
That's some dark humor, but I like it.
Funny and classic. Yes, that's great.
So let this be a lesson. If you're going to go on a private plane, don't go with anybody more famous than you.
That's right. Several people died, among them Bob Baffert.
Exactly, several people died.
Oh man! All right, well that's going to do it for today. Thanks, gentlemen. Oh, hi, baby Luca. How was his weekend? All right, did he behave?
He slept like ass, but he's had a good weekend. His mom and I.
Why don't we try that burger? Lubie?
Yeah,
And we
I'll
got
save
him
it.
right out.
I'll save a couple of scraps for him.
I don't
I'll put
know
it in
that
the
he gets
freezer.
a Skippy. He's rebounded like no
Do
one
not
I've
do
ever
that.
seen.
Do not.
That dog has more lives than Morris the cat. So
Yeah, he's
good
good.
for him.
Yeah.
He's a
All
fighter.
right. Well, I hope everything works out with him. And until tomorrow, enjoy don't enjoy the fast food, but enjoy every good sandwich.
Too much salt, man. Too much salt.